And welcome to the Business Pioneer Podcast. I'm your host, Erica Montgomery, founder and CEO of Three Girls Media Inc., an award-winning digital marketing agency. Today's guest is Misael Martínez Melo, or just Misa, as he is known to his friends. He's an award-winning filmmaker and the founder of MediaRoom. MediaRoom is a bilingual media production company right here in Olympia, and for nearly a decade in Thurston County, and even longer before that, Misa has been behind the camera, helping public agencies, nonprofits, and businesses tell real human stories that resonate through video. He brings a documentary-style approach and a powerful cultural lens to everything that he touches, whether it's a government campaign or branded content or a deeply personal film. And when he's not working on video projects, you might catch him spinning retro dance or Latin music as a DJ just for the fun of it. And I would love to hear more about that, Misa. For local listeners, his next gig is at the Sway Market in Lacey. And when's that coming up, Misa? When are you going to be at the Sway
I
Market?
think it's gonna be on the 27th, June 27th.
Amazing. What
Mhm.
time is that?
I'm scheduled to be there from 4 or 5 to 7 to 9, so it's gonna be
Okay.
like 4 hours. So you can just go there and go to the food trucks and have some food, have some drinks. Out there, the small playground for the kids also. So yeah.
Amazing. Sounds like a great time. I'll have to come out.
Oh,
But
shit.
we're not here to talk about your DJ work necessarily. We're really here to talk about MediaRoom, and I'm so excited that you're my guest today because I know that you and I have run across each other through the Thurston County Chamber for the last several years, and I'm certainly aware of your business, but I've never really had the opportunity to sit down and have a long conversation with you about the amazing work that you do. So in the introduction, I sort of gave a brief overview of what the Media Room is, but I really love to hear about it from the business owner's point of view. So you tell me, what is the Media Room?
Basically, MediaRoom is a business that love to tell stories. And I like to say this in like different way. So no matter the story, like we find a way, all stories are compelling. All stories are good. It's just the way that you like portray them. So we like to take your story, either your business story, your nonprofit story, or your government agency story, and we put it out there. That's basically what Media Room is, like a storytelling machine.
I love that. A storytelling machine. So you help companies, people, nonprofit organizations tell their story through video, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And so when you work with companies or nonprofit organizations, what does that look like? Do they need to come to you with an idea and say, this is exactly what we want? Or will you help them formulate a story for a good video?
It depends on the clients. Sometimes the client needs a little bit of help with that, so we go, hand in hand. Like we guide them to the whole process. Other clients are more crafty. They have experience in media production. They already come with an idea, and we just take it from there, bring it to completion. That doesn't mean when you come with an idea, usually the client tells us like, can you take my idea, adapt and your idea, give your input, so that way it's better. And we love to do that. We love to we love to, when clients are open to to allow us just to play and take it further.
Sure, absolutely. And I'm sure that you've got great ideas to share having done this for so long. Tell me, how long has Media Room been in business?
Okay, Media Room started in Puerto Rico in 2000. Oh my God, 2006.
Wow.
I moved here to Thurston County in 2011, around 14 years ago. But I was still working the business remotely. I still have business partners there, but I decided to kind of move the business here in 2017, because like commuting, like working remotely, Puerto Rico and Olympia, there's 3 hours, 4 hours of difference between depending on the season. So I started trying to search for more clients here. Other people were approaching me like, Misa, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? So that's when I decided to do the shift and kind of be based here.
Sure.
And
So
yeah, so basically, like, as MediaRoom, we've been around for 17 years, roughly 16 years, 17. But in the actual like form, based in Olympia, based in Thurston County, 2017.
well, congratulations, because having a business that is more than a decade old, going on 2 decades, is a real testament. My company, Three Girls Media, is going to be celebrating our 20th year in business this Friday.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A lot. So I know what it takes to stay in business that long, and it is not easy. So congratulations. Kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm so curious that you started out in Puerto Rico and have ended up in Thurston County, Washington. That is a long way to go. What
Oh,
brought
yeah.
you to Thurston County?
Well, like life happens. So I started dating, then like dating remotely. Then I moved here. Then I moved. I moved. Then like I decided to settle here, move here, and start bringing all my stuff here slowly. Yeah.
Awesome. And how do you like Thurston County as opposed to Puerto Rico?
They're different, so I cannot
Mhm.
say which one is better, which one is worse. So, like, of course, in Puerto Rico, it's tropical, like, weather is hot. Then we have like beach. We have the like some like we have mountains, but in a different way. Here we also have mountains where that are like, of course, taller. The weather, of course, the fall time is a little bit it's a little bit challenging. I like snow, so winter for me when we have snow, because there years that we don't have snow, I like it. And summer is perfect. So I think
Mhm.
it's a little bit different, like on each side. So I don't want to say that one is better, that one, the other one is better, because it depends on the season. I
Yeah.
always say that in my perfect world, I will live half and half. Summertime, I will spend it here in Thurston County, late spring to early fall, and because I like Halloween here. And
Sure.
from October on, like I will go to Puerto Rico because the weather over there is a little bit more fresh, like during fall and winter time. So, but that's kind of my utopia. So, but in reality, so I'm based here, but I travel there often because of work as well.
Yeah, and that would be great to have the best of both worlds, right? Yeah. So, tell me, in regards to the videos that you're producing nowadays, is it mostly short form video, like for use on social media, or do you do a lot of longer form video? What are you finding most people are needing these days?
So right now, I will say like probably like 90% of what we do is for some kind of form of social media or newsletter, or like because that's kind of what's the best way to approach people now. We also have done a couple of longer form, like my documentary, or training videos. Usually, training videos are longer, like 45 minutes, 1 hour. But I will say, like, a lot goes below that, below 5 minutes threshold. So that's kind of the what everybody's aiming for.
Yeah, and I imagine, with short form video like that, less than 5 minutes, it's not only good for social media or, like you said, a newsletter, but you could also put it on your website. So there's a lot of different places that you could share a video like that, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just that like nowadays, so video like is everywhere,
Hmm.
and probably the best way. So people between the shorter attention spans, and that people are multitasking more, because like probably 10 years ago, you have two or three different people doing different jobs, and now those jobs are consolidated into one position. So they're multitasking. They don't have time to, like sit down and make a lot of notes. So that's why I feel like this there's more time constraints. So I'm usually aiming when people like when my clients ask me, I usually tell them let's aim for 3 to 4. So because that's kind of the maximum amount that people can take without being interrupted, like by a notification, phone call, text, or email. Yeah.
That sounds great. And what do you think makes a good video?
What makes a good video? This is gonna be fun. Like sounds is first of all something with good audio. Audio is half of the story. It's half of what we do. If I'm shooting an interview, like let's say with you, and all of a sudden the camera breaks down, I still have the audio. I can use pictures. I can use news clip. I can use a lot of stuff to cover that and still tell that story. But if I don't have audio, there's no way to tell that story. That's the first thing. The second thing is making sure that you sound authentic, genuine, that you be yourself. Sometimes when I arrive, especially with clients that are first timers on screen, they are freaked out and they are very scared and they are pretending to be somebody else. And I tell them, don't be them. Don't be a Hollywood, don't be a reporter, don't be a newscaster. Be yourself. And we're gonna make sure you look good. We're gonna make sure you sound good, and I think that's the most important part, like being yourself on camera.
Yeah, I think that's excellent advice. Absolutely. And tell me, for those folks that are watching this podcast right now and don't currently have a video for their business, why should they have video?
I like to take the scientific approach with this. So any post on social media, like let's go nonprofits, campaigns. So when you're trying to raise money, having a testimonial like there creates engagement. So when you only have a picture, you can keep scrolling up, scrolling out, and it's gone. When you have a video and you craft this video in a way that kind of catches you like the first 5 seconds, like you're gonna stay there. And that's and it's the same with small businesses. Like you're selling something, so pictures are good and a part of the whole social media ecosystem. But when you're trying to tell people what you do, sometimes it's easier just to have that story making the elevator pitch for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And the other thing that I think is worth noting is that video, by far, is the most consumed type of content on social media. It's much more popular than a still image or a graphic or just text alone. People spend more time on video on social media than anything else. So it's wonderful for that. And that goes the same for websites. And I always like to say that different people absorb information in different ways. Some people like to read it. Some people like to watch it. Some people need to hear it. And with video, you get the best of both worlds, right? You can see it and you can hear it. So it's tackling sort of two birds with one stone and is a wonderful way to tell your story and get your message across that you can then share in so many different ways.
Exactly. I think video is probably the best mirror that we have now. Mirror of yourself, mirror of your company, mirror of your organization. If you're a government, mirror of your agency. That's the best way to describe it.
So, how do you go about marketing the media room? What do you do for marketing? Because that's obviously what I do for a living, and so I always love asking other entrepreneurs how they market their businesses.
That's the hardest part because on a micro business like mine, like we have many hats. We have the custodian hat. We have the editor hat. I have the filmmaker hat. I have the accounting hat, and I have the marketing hat. Because in the marketing, a couple of the stuff that we do, I think the biggest thing is first have a solid reel and a solid website. And I said, in my case, you don't need to have a complex website because people are not, they don't want to read like a long story about you. They want to watch because it is a visual media. So I have a solid reel. So when you go to my website, mediaroom.media, the first thing you're gonna see is our like a real with our work, our projects, and having nice social media, especially in my industry like Instagram, is
Hmm.
very so like a very engaging one, especially for behind the scenes and stuff. Networking is the a big one. I cannot stop talking enough about, especially for younger entrepreneurs, about the importance of networking. A
Mm,
lot of people, even older people, like they don't like to do networking a lot because they don't see the results immediately. But networking is the part of building up a reputation, like around your town, around your city, around your community. I think networking is huge, and also like sponsoring stuff. Uh, Especially if your aim is very regional. Uh, Make sure that you're being sponsored for certain events. There are a lot of organizations that they do like events that they will love to have some media done. So
sure.
that I think that's a win-win situation where you can pitch in and say, I can do this media for you, and you can put this my logo here in the events page, or like a banner, or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's great to mention for sure. And tell me, what do you think um, is the best type of video for businesses to have? Is it like an informational video or an explainer video? Is there like one, if a company was thinking, I don't have any video on my website or I don't have anything in social media and I want to invest in a video, what's the first type of video that somebody should create for their business?
I would say that the first thing will be like an institutional video. It's a video that explains your business, but you shouldn't do a video that's like that. The approach is like very like have a voiceover and somebody doing the like showing like let's say a coffee shop. So
Hmm.
the usual approach will be, okay, I'm gonna do a script, I'm gonna hire a voiceover, an announcer, do a couple of shots of the coffee shop, and that's all. But that's the very straightforward way of doing it. It's better if you do craft this into a small story. Like I come from like the advertising industry, so most of my clients before the new digital media era came, they were advertising agencies, and it is important that you craft a story for your audience that resonates with your audience. So
Hmm.
in case of a coffee shop, it's like a can be somebody meeting there for business, and all of a sudden they are enjoying coffee or talking about the place. So giving people a reason to be connected to your place for business or hanging out. So it is like I was mentioning at the beginning. It is the way you portray that story.
Hmm.
So, but if you just say, "I have a coffee shop. I have the best coffee in the world," so that doesn't matter any longer. You need to connect with people.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't say what makes that coffee shop unique and why people
Yeah.
should come and visit that particular coffee shop because especially in Washington, there are coffee shops literally on every corner, right? So you've got to find some way to set yourself apart and give people a good reason to come to your coffee shop. And
Yeah.
video is a great way to do that.
Yeah, actually, regarding coffee shops, if you're acquainted with the area of downtown Olympia,
Hmm.
I'll say that coffee shops, there's at least one coffee shop like, per block.
Yeah.
And if you see, there are a couple of coffee shops that they come and go.
Hmm.
If you see the coffee shops that are staying there, they know how to tell the story in social media.
Yeah.
For example, one I like a lot, like Ember Goods. Uh, they always have kind of story. Of course, they have store. Francis, they have their own kind of culture. Owl's Nest, they have their own story to tell, and they keep telling that story even with everything they do, and you keep going. So the coffee shops are being around for a long time. They have story, and they keep telling the story even if they're talking about the new pastry.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
in a way, the subline is there. So I'm using coffee shop because it's a very obvious sample, but that's the
Sure.
same with any business being around for a long time. So they're very good at telling the story and
Yeah.
making sure that you connect with them always.
And it's that consistency, right? That
Yeah.
consistency of message, that consistency of story that people keep up, whether it's through video or through other types of social media posts or through what they say on their website. It's all about that consistency that's so important. So, what would you say as an entrepreneur is some of the best advice that you have ever received?
I have gotten a couple of good pieces of advice. The first one, I will say, and that doesn't mean that I always follow the advice. I have learned, for example, one it was like keep moving and keep improving.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that during the recession of 2008, I was stuck at the moment. I was doing like a very good run, so I was very comfortable in my own box. And then recession came, and I was struggling. It took me some years to get out of that circle of being comfortable. So you need to keep moving. So in my business is very technology oriented. So since the 90s, I have seen probably with AI now, the AI will be the fourth big change. So the first one was moving from tapes to computer editing.
Mm-hmm.
The other from digital video. The other was from moving from TV to cinema style production. So you need to keep moving. You need to be a toddler as
Mm-hmm.
a business owner, because toddlers are always asking, what is that? What is that? What is that? Why? And sometimes I have failed to be that toddler. But any business owner, so even if you are like, let's suppose like a contractor, so there's new stuff coming, like to help your construction business. If you're like lawyer, so just keep questioning yourself. Uh, Even if you feel bad when questioning yourself, I think you need to keep questioning yourself, because
Yeah.
from every breakdown, there's a breakthrough after
Mm.
that. So
Yes. Yeah. I think that's really great to remember because as business owners, we've all had failures and probably more than one. And they're probably not the first nor the last failures that we've had in our lives.
yeah,
And so it's all about how you pick yourself up and dust yourself off and then move forward. So I think that's really, really good insight. What tips do you have for new entrepreneurs? Maybe somebody who's thinking about starting a business or who hasn't been in business that long.
oh wow, big one. Keep it humble.
Mm.
I see a lot of people with new businesses, and they start and they do nice the first 2 or 3 years, uh, and they get a little bit, I don't know how to say, like they get too comfortable and too and they will develop an attitude that, okay, I know everything, and look at everybody else with contempt. So you don't wanna be that person, because down the road, either next week or next year, there's gonna be something that is gonna hit you on the head, and you're gonna start questioning everything.
Mm-hmm.
So be humble, and sometimes from the least expected place, you get your best client.
Yes.
For example, one of my first clients that we got, like, I remember back then my business partner handed a pen to a client, and he wasn't expecting much from this guy. And 2 weeks after, he called with a big proposal, and we worked with them for like 3 or 4 years, and it
Wow.
was a very good account. So,
Yeah.
uh, and and yeah, just keep it humble. Listen to everybody. Of course, you need to be also efficient with your time. So that doesn't mean like that you're gonna give hours to, but just be humble.
Mm-hmm.
And we business owners, we sometimes tend to be a little bit, get uh, we get too comfortable in our position. We think that we know it all.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I have seen that a lot. Like when people start their business and they're like, "Yeah, I'm making this amount of money." It's like, no. After you've been like you, Erika, you've been around for 20 years, so you
Yeah.
have seen good times and bad times.
I definitely have.
So,
Yeah.
so you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, don't just just don't take anything for granted.
Excellent advice. Really good. Thank you so much. And if somebody is interested in working with you at the Media Room and maybe has a video project that they'd like to get off the ground, what is the best way to contact you?
Usually, the best way is via email,
Mhm.
Misa at MediaRoom.media. Also, you can reach us via our webpage, like MediaRoom.media, and social media. We are very we answer like uh, we keep an eye on messages coming through social media, like the same the like the handle is MediaRoom.media both on Instagram and Facebook, and yeah, and usually one of the things that I love to say is that we hardly get a no. Like a lot of clients, they come because this is a expensive business, so
Mhm.
this is like I cannot charge very low because our gear and our technology expenses are high.
Sure.
But sometimes clients are surprised when they come to us and they see us finding a way to work with either
Mm.
their budgets, their expectations, their resources. So I just tell them, come come to us. We're gonna sit down. Sometimes it's either us doing the production. Sometimes I just tell the client that something that your social media team can do, and we can be just a consultant for that team. So there are many ways of bringing the project to, yeah, a successful completion. So, but yeah, if you have an idea, those are the best ways to get a hold of us.
Amazing. And so, your website address, one more time for anybody that might have missed it.
Yeah, Media Room all together, no dash, no slash, no MediaRoom.media.
Wonderful. Misa, thank you so much for being a guest today. I've thoroughly enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah, no, and thank you for the invitation. I'm so happy to be here. I'm happy to talk about, about things that I'm passionate about.
My pleasure. You take care now.
Okay, thank you.